go. I'm sunburned as fuck. Oi. I didn't say Jason Blah doesn't give good advice ever. I think most of his advice is actually pretty solid. He's just, you know, most of it's just Googling. Not that hard. I think most of his advice is pretty sound, actually. What I've seen, like I said, I don't really watch his channel much. But he mentions my name. But otherwise, I don't really watch him. Blowing your hand off from fireworks, ultra. Close this door. Right back. What's up, Jolan? Holland? I don't know how to pronounce it. So sunburned. You should have seen me yesterday. It's actually healed up pretty well so far. What's up, Eddie Sexy? That's a very American thing. It's an American wide receiver for the Giants thing to do. Get out of here with your Swedish. Get the fuck out of here. Like a real language like Norwegian. I can't do a Swedish accent, I don't think. Is that Swedish? The best Swedish impersonation. Yeah, I got a solid collection. I got some, got like 6 different barbecue sauces. I'm fucking around. That's not Norwegian either. How's everyone, all the Americans in here? How are your 4th of Julys? Is my room? No. Is it work? I have an hour free. It's a live stream. That client cancel. Drop my barbell on the knee while doing Penlay rows. The fuck did you do that? Did you fall backwards as you came up? I'm not sure that's even possible. You must have like really cheated as you came up and raised up your back, and you're still kind of leaning forward on your toes, I'm assuming then, I guess. I've seen the Cope Destiny Discord, and I don't even know what the fuck. I'm too old to be on Discord shit. I have seen his channel though, some pretty funny stuff. Pretty good detective work, I'll say. Back. Yeah, you must have. Did it hit it hard? Was it bad? I fucking love Penlay rows. They're great. A little bit of cheat, not too much. Perfect. It's kind of a silly row to like cheat fully, but yeah, I saw he he wore him at the wore him at his meet. Their hips suck. Have to do so many hip mobility exercises to correct lateral tilt. Or at least you're working on it. Most people don't work on it at all, so it's good. A lot of people really benefit from some increased hip mobility. Most people have really tight glutes, hammies, and hip flexors, so it's from sitting all day. I'm very lucky to have a job where I'm standing pretty much all day. I'm moving around. Helps a lot. Plus now I'm like squatting every day again. My hip mobility's gotten better. Squatting every day is honestly, if you want to get like better squat mobility, it's probably the best thing you can do. You're just like you don't have a chance to tighten up for one thing, and then forcing that position with weight. So stop taking coffee and caffeine. My lifts go down, or my recovery improve, and thus make gains. I don't think recovery will improve at all unless you're drinking like insane amounts, but lifts might go down temporarily if you're used to it, but they should go back up pretty quickly once you're more used to it. Do you like using a French press for coffee or not? Yeah, I used to. When I lived in Norway, I had a French press I really liked. I don't have one here. I should really buy one because our coffee machine's actually broken right now at work, which really sucks balls. So I've been like taking like half doses of pre-workout throughout the day. But welcome, my Swedish brother. Most train athletes recommend box squats over regular squats. It's more hip dominant. Really good at building a vertical and your hip explosiveness. That's why. I think for athletes, typically a regular barbell back squat. Not that I wouldn't say it's overrated. Well, it's important. You should definitely be squatting if you're an athlete, but there are other things that like doing a regular barbell back squat, free squat. But it shouldn't be like end all be all. Like, oh, if you squat heavy, you'll have a better vertical, and that's true to an extent, but not always. Is chicken a useless protein source? No, definitely not. The increasing red meat intake, efforting claims, chicken and all that. I mean, efforting claims a lot of things. Chicken's great. Red meat's great. I mean, eat both. Why not both? Poke no los dos. But yeah, athletes definitely should be doing a lot of single leg work. What's up, Cup Destiny? Love the videos. Anyone watching, if you're not subscribed to him, you should. Pretty funny shit. You got a good sense of humor, man. But yeah, if you're an athlete, definitely doing a lot of single leg work for sure. Trap bar deadlifts are really useful. Because I talked about the last stream. A lot of like everything you do in the gym, if you're an athlete, is GPP. Gonna look at my next vid. Interviewed his sister. No way. No way. No fucking way. Holy shit, dude. You can only choose between walking up or walking downstairs for the rest of your life. What would you choose? Walking up. Get some huge old legs. Won't have knee problems then either. I want to bring up bench. You talked about having a heavy, medium, light day. What should rep scheme percentages be for those days? I saw something like 10 by 3, 4 by 8, and 5 by 2 at 65, 60, and 85%. That'd probably be okay. A program I have people run, it's like a 3-day week. It starts at their actual max, not a training max, based off of at 60, 70, 80%. And it's 3 sets of 8 at those percentages. 3 sets of 8, 3 sets of 6, 3 sets of 4. The third set is an AMRAP, and then it's kind of a self-regulating one. I can post it on here. The AMRAP bases, or like based on the AMRAP, you get how many reps you do, leaving 1 or 2 in the tank. That determines how much weight you add the following week. For example, if like it's a 4-day, hitting 4, you'll keep the weight the same on the meet that day. If you hit 5 to 6, you'll add 5 pounds. It's 7 to 8, you'll add 10, and then 9 plus, you'll add 15. Easy way to self-regulate, which is a pretty simple program. It's an easy 3-day week one that I've used with a lot of clients, great success. I can post it on here. It's pretty good bench program. It's really simple, at least for the main lift portion. He's gonna work on weaknesses aside from that. His height confirmed. Holy fuck, dude. Dude, Cope Destiny, you are the detective king. What's up, M. Smizzle? Man, how are we doing? Best conventional deadlift accessory. Depends on your weaknesses. I think back extensions are very useful. Good mornings are useful. Deficit deadlifts are probably not necessarily an accessory, often used as a main lift, but can be used as an accessory as well. Really useful. Squatting. There's no best though. There's never a best accessory for anything. Well, I hit 405 bench. Hopefully not too long. We'll see. Haven't pushed it to a max quite yet. Was it so much? Thanks so much. Should I try throwing in some extra volume after my sets? Enough volume since do. Yeah, it's usually enough volume. The rest of the volume is coming from accessory work. Stuff like, again, this accessory work is going to depend on your weaknesses, like if your lockout's bad, if you're weak off the chest, whatever it happens to be. Stability issues. so it doesn't have any like accessory put in. It's just what you're doing for the actual bench. But yeah, it's simple, pretty effective. Doing upright rows today, and suddenly I felt pain in my shoulders. I thought it was internal from rotation, but it really was Jeff Cavalieri stabbing me. Someone said last time that you can make a pretty damn good program off of all the things that Athlete X says are bad for you. Do I think Ray Williams is natty? Probably not. Be cool if he was. I don't think he's blasting a shit ton of stuff if he is, but yeah, seriously, I'm so fucking red. I was so much worse yesterday. It was insane. Everything hurt yesterday. I tried having, I did on this like river float. What's up, Freaky D? One of this like river float all day long, like the hillbillies we are in Wisconsin. So I was on a river for like 3 hours, floating on an inner tube. I got back and I was trying to have sex with this girl, and it wasn't working because everything hurt. We couldn't touch each other. But it's okay. I can go one day. Anton. Speaking of needing oxygen, the fucking breathing stuff's been pretty fun. Now that I actually have some guidance with it, so just like reading random stuff. Like I said in that video, my friend, he used to be a world champion freediver, and he's helping me with all the the programming for the breath holding, which is pretty sweet. We're in the Cope Destiny Discord, a screenshot of Alex replying to a comment. I think it's still your boyfriend. Alex is like, insert paragraph, ending this with this isn't a gay porn intro. Yeah, a little weird. But a lot of stuff. Someone sent me his original program he had before Naturally Enhanced, and it was honestly the funniest thing I've ever read in my life. It was fun to read, yeah. He's talking about how he had erectile dysfunction because his legs were so jacked when he was younger from all the squatting that his balls and dick couldn't get circulation because his legs were so big. Funny. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Yeah, when does that vid up, Cope? Shit. Chatting carries farmers, plate carries that stretch my leg day or my pull days. I'd probably do it on your leg day because they're still fatiguing on your back even though you're upright and stuff. Not to say you can't do it on the same day you're deadlifting, but I'd probably put it more like a day you're squatting. Some lunges are awesome. Want to make it easier on your knees, do backward stepping ones instead of forward stepping, which is your knees, helps load the hamstring more, get more out of it. You can move more weight too, so lunges are great. You don't need to be maxing them out, definitely, but lunges are a great accessory. I like Bulgarian split squats a lot, which is a lunge variation. I think they're probably the best lift that no one really does, especially if you're an athlete. They fix a lot of issues. They fix most squat issues, I would say. God, fucking sunburn. Are crunches useless? No. Not something you're doing a shit ton of necessarily, but how low should you go on RDLs? Definitely below your knee. Close to the ground typically though. Goddamn. Best squat is deadlift. It's a prime movement pattern now. Yeah. Is there a difference in caffeine natural versus synthetic? Yes, there is. There have been studies showing that caffeine anhydrous, which is what you'd find in caffeine anhydrous is what you'd find in like Coca-Cola, Red Bull, or pills or whatever, which is that's just a bench press. That's what you find like any synthetic thing has been shown to shorten the telomeres, which is what cap chromosomes, which isn't good because it can lead to early aging and other issues. But real caffeine from coffee or tea, for example, has been shown to lengthen telomeres, which is a good thing, and will potentially make you healthier as long as you're not using a shit ton of it. So, like in my pre-workout that I made, that's sitting in that Folgers thing behind me, it's it's coffee bean extract for the caffeine, not just caffeine anhydrous. So yes, there is a difference. Favorite exercise for core, deadlift. CML tries to blow up my bench. She's a dumbbell grip on it too. Yeah, he's a dumbbell grip on my bench. Don't know anything about H. pylori? No, I don't know what that is. What is it? Any collabs with Boonhog? Nothing planned. Back in the day, we did those Q&As together, but after he signed with WWE, he had to delete them because they're swearing and shit. But how's the breathing going? It's going well. Like I said in the video a couple days ago, or was it yesterday? I don't know what day it was even. Getting some guidance from my friend who was a world champion freediver previously. So that's pretty cool. So I have like a program for it. So right now I'm doing carbon dioxide tables. Pretty simple stuff. It's basically, like today, it's a pretty easy one. I'm just holding my breath for 30 seconds, then I'm breathing normally for 2 minutes, and then holding it for 30 seconds, and then breathing normally for 1:45, then 30, 1:30, 30, 1:15, 30, 1 minute, etc. down to just 15 seconds between them. That's it. Pretty simple. So I'm doing for the next 2 weeks, I'm doing CO2 tables, and then 2 weeks after that, I'm doing O2 tables. So, you know, what do you need one for? You want for Smizzle? I want to lose grip on barbell. Is that normal? What do you mean, like compared to what? I mean, barbells want to rotate your hands, which is why like mixed grip makes it easier, for example. But that's a big challenge for lung gains. So I'm eventually gonna go in the water. At my gym's other location, there's a pool. So I'll eventually, with people around me, because I don't want to fucking drown, do some breath holding in the water. That'll be a while. So elevation masks, interestingly, kind of fun stuff. For like high altitude stuff to have any effect, you need to be in a high altitude for at least like 8 hours a day. The longer the better. Typically the best thing to do, from what science shows at least, is to live at a high altitude and train at a low altitude. Kind of contrary to what a lot of people do and what popular belief is about it. So you might get some benefit. Well, the problem with elevation masks is that like when you go up to elevation, the concentration of oxygen diminishes. Typically, the actual amount of atmosphere, like at Mount Everest, is the same as it is at sea level, the actual total oxygen, how dense it is. But there's a lot less oxygen because oxygen is heavy, so it sits near the bottom. But an elevation mask just reduces the amount of air that's going to come in. Oh yeah. But yeah, so when you have an elevation mask, it's just reducing the total amount of air coming in. So it's slightly different. Obviously, there's less oxygen then. But you might get some benefit out of sleeping with an elevation mask on, potentially. But probably not. But maybe. It's better than actually working out in it. Do you ever snatch grip dead? I have. I think the last time I did it was when Eric's still here. We did his, but I think hit 495. But I just did it one day, and I never trained. I did it randomly after that, maybe like a month later. But it always hits my nuts, and it hurts like a motherfucker, so I don't really do it. I have short fucking arms. Overcrunches overtrain your erectors. I'm gonna crunch it. Are you talking about like Superman's? Starting to train my totally novice brother. I'm having him deadlift or do lower upper body days with one complex multi-joint exercise per day with accessories thought. So you're doing like Monday upper body, Tuesday lower, for example, Wednesday rest, and then Thursday, Friday, same thing. I'd probably, if you're doing that, I'd probably hit 2, like on your lower body day, hit 2 compound exercises at least. So for example, like his squat and a deadlift, then do the accessory stuff. And then upper body, do like a press and a pull, and whatever direction you're pressing, have them pull in the same plane of motion. So if you're benching, pull horizontally, do bent over row, for example, or doing overhead press, do pull-ups. That's a good way to start. When I first started training, I did a lot of like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, stuff like that. And then Wednesday and Saturday I do like cardio. Back when I used to rope. Strong. What exercises would you make a senior in his early 60s do, typical office worker? Pretty much the same exercises, just like it depends on like how bad the work on. Well, first work on the mobility a shit ton because they're probably gonna have terrible mobility. Doing simple bodyweight stuff, starting out, goblet squats are great. I have a hierarchy of movements video, which they were definitely doing. So pretty much the same thing, just going through stuff slowly. You don't have to, you don't have to focus right away on getting their strength up to like, you don't have to get them squatting 4 or 5, for example. Just working more on movement patterns than anything. So working on a hinge, working on a squat, working on some single leg stuff, working on pressing, some pulling. Doesn't have to be super complicated. I train a decent amount of people who are older, but nothing too crazy. A lot of mobility work though. Always pulling almost every day. Back is critical for teens. I agree. Favorite current bodybuilder? Now he's snapped up, but Von Moger I actually like because he seems like halfway interesting. These most bodybuilders are just like, oh, chicken and rice, and then I get told what to do in the gym, and I do what I'm told, and then I go home and sleep. Like fucking like Big Ramy, I think has a great physique and stuff, but that like there's no heart in it. It's just all science. It's boring. So like Dorian Yates was fucking awesome. He's going to this like shitty dingy basement gym and fuck shit up and then dominate the world. Yeah, I thought Von Moger's interesting because like does shit. I snapped up. On him and Kai Green is like, I think he's like semi-retired now though. I don't follow bodybuilding much, but I think Kai Green is interesting. Shadow 2. I wish. Get a lot more roids. Can I do supinated pose for life, or is isolating biceps essential for preventing bicep tears? You can do supinated pose for life. I had the one video I made a while ago saying everyone should do more supinated work because hardly anyone does supinated work and can often fix a lot of imbalances and alleviate joint issues. Because pretty much everything you do in daily life, and in the gym especially, is with a pronated grip. Like when you open a door, pronated, boom. You're benching, pronated. Doing pull-ups, typically pronated. So it's good to do some supinated work. Gotta do some G4P stuff. I mean, not surprised, a lot of bodybuilders do. Branch Warren is pretty hardcore, yeah. I really like my favorite bodybuilders of all time. Like I said, I don't really follow bodybuilding much, but definitely Dorian Yates, Tom Platz, Arnold, of course. Those are probably my top 3 for sure. Did I ever compete in powerlifting? No, I haven't. Why did your arms look Ronnie Coleman that row pick? Angles, bruh. It's all angles. It's hard being tall to film yourself and look good because you have to have the camera farther away when you're kind of tall to actually show your whole body, and that kind of distorts the image. Plus, I usually put my camera on the ground, which isn't the greatest either. So you're looking up, you look like everything shrinks, obviously. So probably because I had a good angle for once. I was wearing a shirt that fits nicely. Good lighting, probably. Did I compete in wrestling? No. I was a cross country and track runner in high school, and then I played basketball, so I couldn't wrestle. But then I did rowing after that, so I never wrestled. No. All my friends did. We're placing 3rd at the Ruby. What's the better performance ever? Probably a legit sport. I think it's a sport. I think it's, in my opinion, it's a very boring sport, but it's a sport. What's up, guys? I can go in the break room together.
No, you're fine. I'm just trying.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I just think powerlifting's boring as fuck, personally. DV versus Stape. Yeah, say DC. Do you think you're close to your genetic max regarding muscle mass? No, not even close. Alright, Dad, I hope not. I got DC. Do I have any pets? Not currently. I grew up with a lot of pets, though. I need to get a dog, though. But I don't think I'm close to my genetic max for muscle mass. Up until the bodybuilding stuff I started doing not too long ago, I never really focused on being big, so. Do you do any envy and negativity at the gym? Not at the gym. People in person never do that shit, in my opinion, at least. And where I am, we're Wisconsin, we're very nice, at least face to face with each other. Very passive aggressive in Wisconsin, but no, everyone at the gym, we have a pretty close knit gang here. Like last night, after we were at the river, I met some buddies who were coming to the gym. There's like two guys we met up and smoked some cigars. So we have a pretty close knit group. It really helps, I think, at gyms. If you go to like a public gym and stuff, just talking to people, make some friend groups. But it's Sicario de Soldado. Hope it's good. Was that the girl with the thick legs? Yeah, it was Chelsea. Strong as fuck. Yeah. Bodybuilding is such a weird fucking sport. I trained a few bodybuilders, which is pretty nice. Great training partner, just tore his Achilles. Oh, that fucking sucks. Oof. I witnessed someone tear their Achilles. They're a gym I used to work at years ago. This woman was doing box jumps. She was like just hopping off. She'd never hop off. Like, and it was so fucking loud. It was full. Like, it sounded like someone clapping as hard as they could. It's so fucking loud. And she was like writhing in pain on her stomach, and she didn't want to look at it. So I went over to her, obviously. And she's like, "Is it torn?" And it was so obviously torn because her calf like rolled up her leg. And I was like, I don't know. We'll see. And obviously, but worked out pretty well for me because she ended up after she rehabbed it, training with me. So worked out financially pretty well for me. Yoke walk, literally last step of last walk of the day. Fuck, that sucks. Had you had issues before, like any aches or pains or tightness or anything? I'm always scared about like people over 200 pounds are like way more likely to tear their Achilles. It just like goes up exponentially after you hit 200 pounds. So I'm always like, in the back of my mind. Where am I? I'm in the office at the gym. And the gyms are way more respectful than people at commercial gyms. No one fights anyone unless it's a controlled match. I'm sure that's part of the thing with MMA, though. You're forced to interact with people because you have to touch them and wrestle with them and stuff. Squat 800. Nether did not squat 800. He hasn't, and nor will he ever. And previously, he's much heavier than he has been now. Qualified for strongman nationals under 200, about 240 as of late. That sucks. That poor dude. Send him my my regards. We'll hashtag pray for him. 200 people think I'm huge. Welcome to Europe. It was honestly a lot harder to maintain like size when I lived in Norway. It's been so much easier and cheaper here to eat. Everything's got butter and sugar in it, so that helps. And I just eat more because it's cheaper. Torn Achilles, that sucks. So depending on where it tears, you can be at risk for blood clots. It's like the woman I knew who tore it. She had to inject herself with this like anticoagulant in anti-clotting medication in her stomach every day, and the needle was like that long. She showed it to me once. It was just like, and it was a lot of shit she had to inject too. Oof. Fucking sucks. She said that was the worst part of tearing it. Actually, it looked painful as hell. Yeah, there. Preaching to the choir is very expensive. Make a lot more money too, but I'm training around dumb bros that scream on curls. There aren't really any people like that at the gym. I'm definitely the loudest person, but all the weaker people typically know they're weak, I think, which is good here. People start treating you differently after you started lifting. I mean, as I got bigger, women started not being comfortable at night if I was like walking on the street behind them and shit, I guess. People at bars start trying to start fights sometimes, and I used to do that when I was skinny. But other than that, no, not really. I mean, I haven't changed, so. Korean rice is the ultimate way to stay above 230. Big Z was back in a few months from what I think. Yeah, I think it's usually around like 6 months is pretty typical for Achilles tears, depending on where it's torn a little bit and if they actually do surgery. Sometimes they don't need to do surgery on it, depending where it tears, but. So put a gun to your head and may you choose between a low dose of steroids and coffee enemas. Which would you take? Steroids probably. That'd do something at least. Milk enemas in this channel. Fuck yeah. Milk enemas. Oh, that'd be so gross. So many people obese. Lack of movement typically. I read a thing that the average caloric intake of the average American male in the 50s was about 1,000 calories higher than it is now, but obesity is much lower just because people are more active at their jobs, also outside of jobs, walked a lot more. So it's mostly honestly activity, more than diet. Obviously not good, but like I said, people are eating 1,000 more calories a day on average. Fruity Pebbles with marshmallows. Oh, that shit's good. On Amazon, you can buy Lucky Charms marshmallows in bulk, which I may or may not have done previously. For the bench, probably going to mention the percentage if it comes out, let's say 408 pounds. Shoot 245 pounds for the day. Just starting the low end, so round down starting out. You see obesity everywhere in America. I mean, yeah. Pretty out of shape country. What's that?
Hey.
What's that?
Don't people work?
Nope.
Jeez.
It's all 14-year-olds.
No, that's it.
That makes sense. How old are you and I'm watching?
16 right now.
You're famous.
Basically. Not a lot of fat people in the US.
How's the ankle? Or the...
Just try to get her to move more. Get her into sports. You can. Tip Noah. I tried Halo Top for the first time recently. I'm gonna get fat as fuck if I keep buying that. It's just good. A lot of protein though. Gotta go pretty soon. It's just so tasty. I fucking love ice cream. My main guilty pleasure is gummy bears. Hot sauce, yeah, I got like 5 different barbecues. Got Sweet Baby Ray's, of course. Got some Frank's. Other shit. So many. Oh shit. I've never been fat now. I've always had some sort of visible abs. Maybe not much at some points, but always a little something. Plus, when kids run up with smartphones, electronics, and it's impetuous fitness and health. I mean, I noticed my nieces are 4, 6, and 8, and my brother makes them go outside and stuff, but you can tell there's like times where when I was a kid, I would just automatically gone outside, but they have to be like told to go outside. And I think a lot of parents don't do that. I was like, yeah, it's easier just not here, hold an iPad and play games, instead of actually like telling the kids to go outside and do shit and keeping an eye on them. So I don't know. Definitely not good for health, probably. I think there's a greater and greater divide in the U.S. at least. There's like, everyone used to be kind of like in okay shape, but now it's like you're in really good shape or you're in terrible shape. There's fewer and fewer people in the middle. So I don't know. We'll see, I guess. It's pretty new, people growing up from the get-go, cell phones and stuff. Goddamn no. Got Warren's grading gummy bears. Fight me. That is not true. Gummy bears are key. Also, pro tip, if you buy the really shitty gummy bears, if you melt them and then let them harden up again, it tastes way better. I'm sad that I know that. That's what he said. But it tastes way better. I'm not sure why. It's all the petroleum and shit, probably. I should start incorporating more incline work. I heard you talking about getting stronger on that, on flat first. I mean, typically with like people, like incline, it should be more of an accessory movement. In my opinion, it shouldn't be done maxing out necessarily. People certainly can, but it's usually people who notice like their shoulders are weak, can be useful. But you want like more direct carry over your bench. So I'd say once you get to a point where you really need to start fixing your weaknesses and not just get strong in the movement itself, that's probably the point where you want to start incorporating incline and stuff. Really quiet though, much more so than other videos. I don't know why. It's just through my fucking iPad. I don't know. I'm talking pretty fucking loud. My voice is loud. I do my best. Do I drink coffee unadulterated? I do. Black as night. Dumbbell barbell row variation that targets rear delts. Just like snatch grip rows can be good. Those like Van Moga rows hit the delts a bit. Just because you're like leaning back so far, they hit more lats than anything. But it's not a row, but just some bent over flies like these. You know what I'm saying? Favorite deadlifter? Oof. I'm gonna say Pete Rubish. Your Belkin's up there. Yeah, I say Pete Rubish. My favorite deadlifter, especially like older Pete Rubish. Like now he's much more calm and it's not quite as exciting to watch, but like Pete Rubish with like no complete disregard for his body deadlifts, like that era of Pete Rubish. That was pretty fun to watch. It's like fucking shit up in that basement. Oh, I wish I had a basement gym. Oh, fucking Christ. This is what happens when our fucking coffee machine breaks. I'm dying midday. Fucking sucks. Washing machines really key. The washing machines and ammonia. Are classic bent over rows better than pendlay rows for mass? Yeah. Business centric, they have control. I'm super coffee dependent. Fucking dying. I know, I'm dying.
I haven't had coffee in 2 months.
I'm pretty good.
Regularly.
Yeah, I've cut down a lot.
I've been a coffee dependent one.
No, you're for every cup I don't drink, you're drinking one.
Pretty much. Where's my sweater? Oh yeah, you farted on it.
Do I?
No, because you farted on it.
That's it.
Sorry, it's not a joke.
Nikki Majorca could drink instant coffee, Oh, instant coffee.
Has that person ever had instant coffee before?
That's so nasty. How do you handle people curling the squat rack? Ask them politely not to. And say you can do crazy this because you have tendons of steel. How exactly do you get said tendons?
Genetics?
Yeah, genetics partially. Years of experience, knowing my body well, doing things correctly, working on stuff that helps that really. Yeah, hitting a wide range of movements, wide range of accessories, and working different planes of motion. A lot of factors. How bad were you when you first started coaching? Terrible. Everyone is. Anyone says they're good right away is a fucking liar. It's fucking terrible, and so is everyone else when they start out. I don't know anyone who's good at training people when they first start out. That takes a lot of practice. I made a remark a few videos back saying do rows properly, basically saying pen lay rows are superior, but as previously advocated for barbell rows, even putting them on his novice program. Okay, I mean they're both great. They're different purposes. Pen lay's gonna have a lot of care over your deadlift, being explosive off the floor and stuff, being tight off the floor. Yeah, like I always say, there's no lift is really better than any other lift. It's just they're different. Ketchup's the best condiment. Fuck you. No, it's not. Barbecue sauces. I'll fight you on that. Just, how dare you? What do you think the best condiment is?
The best what?
Condiment.
For what? Just like period?
Yeah, overall. Salsa's pretty good. That's a good condiment.
I like barbecue. Barbecue.
Yeah, I like barbecue. Yeah, it goes in the most. And ketchup goes in a lot too, but.
Mustard. I do like spicy mustard.
This guy says if the thick leg girl referring to you does a backflip, he'll donate $1,000.
The thick leg girl. I wish I could do a backflip right now, but I think that would probably
Like I can like
me.
hold you and.
Yeah, I don't watch the world. I don't have nothing to do.
Want to watch UFC this weekend? Yeah, we'll try to.
Alright.
Mm.
Where you gonna watch that at? At the church? We gotta project it.
We could.
I'd be
can
down for
go.
that. We get drunk, so we could just
Go to
get
a bar,
drunk at
too.
church. It'd be air conditioned.
Yeah.
That's far
That'd be smart, yeah.
superior. That's far superior.
Yeah. If I don't have to fight it, I don't even know what it
Here, let me use the Google machine.
is. Use the Google. DC. What's in room for? Or not room for. I thought who I think is gonna
What,
win.
the 7th?
Hmm?
This one?
Yeah.
That's 7, 9.
9 o'clock on Saturday right now.
That's the preliminary count.
Yeah.
Right, and the main cards, it's 9.
Would I ever do a martial art? I never have.
Have you seen his arms? He'd get his ass kicked.
How dare you? I've never tried it. I would. I mean, I boxed previously a little bit. Not much. A long time ago.
How? How?
My short arms. Like a rock'em sock'em robot.
No, I do not think it's going well for you. I love you, but...
Do you think DC is rated as a pro athlete and Olympian? I know the UFC is pretty strict. They're probably stricter than most sports on drug use. That's not to say he's not on shit, but I'm sorry to say. Do you agree with low deadlift volume on popular novice programs? Should have like 1 set of 5 a week, or like every like 10 days? No, I don't agree with that. It's fucking dumb.
Volume is how you teach form.
Right, you're not gonna. What Chelsea said, like you're not gonna learn good technique ever if you're just doing like 1 set of 5. Oh, jeez. I don't know how to push yourself very well either. Reason number 7042 why starting strength is a shitty program. Max Holloway has third speech and is dopey from weight cutting. Shit's rough. I'm an ass to grass kind of guy. I go pretty deep when I squat.
Yeah, you do.
I have a nice looking squat. My high bar is pretty.
Snacks here.
I don't think so. I can make you a vegetable smoothie. Can poor front rack position cause front delt tweaks? Yeah.
Yes.
Lack of poor front rack because they have tight triceps, lats, and can't maintain thoracic extension throughout the lift. I should get going. One more good question, I'm going. I gotta do some breathing exercises for my next client. Am I more ass to grass than Clarence Kennedy? No. He's very ass to grass.
Oh.
Good feeling more people are going to demand more appearances from the thick with 2 C's girl.
Let's let him in.
Uh-oh. Oh, there she is.
Hi.
Who the fuck is SV3 Ridge? I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't give a shit about veganism. Would you die deadlifting or squatting? I'd rather die squatting, for sure. Oh, I read on Chaos and Pain, he had a really sweet article about this guy. He like killed himself by breaking his spine multiple times while trying to attempt like one arm deadlift records. It's awesome. All right, I'm gonna go. I love y'all. Stay pretty. Fuck off. I don't know.